Yeah, now that was but you got Apple products and maybe they don't play those MP4As, which are audio. That's what I was thinking. I said it must be that that's something that Apple doesn't record, because I know I can't do Apple movies. Okay, that's I think everything's linking up okay.
Hey, this is the Truth Be Told here on KUAW Radio. That's knowledge, understanding, and wisdom radio. If you're listening to me live, if you're watching me live, hey. If you're listening to me, oh wait, let me back up. If you got a business or an event that you like sponsor here on KUAW, make sure to send us an email at KUAW985@gmail.com. If you're watching me live over Facebook, hey, and if you're listening to me over the air and you'd like to watch me live, hop over to our Facebook page, KUAW Radio. Make sure to like, subscribe to our Facebook page, share it with your family and friends, all that good stuff. Let me see. And so we are available 24/7 on the World Wide Web, www.kuaw.org. We are KUAW Radio across the board, all social media websites, so YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Periscope, whatever you can think of. I'm pretty sure if you search KUAW, you can find us. So just make sure to like and share and subscribe to all those pages wherever you choose to get your listening pleasure, so that you can tap into what we have here to offer here on KUAW, especially on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. with myself, TbeyB, and the Truth Be Told. Okay. So let me think. What do I want to start off with? Okay, so there's a couple of different things that I want to talk about. I'm not even gonna lie. But I'm gonna start off by this thing that I seen about South Carolina. I believe, you know what? I should have had my other phone over here. Oh, I could look it up on this iPad. I believe South Carolina, right? They are scheduling their first, they have started something called a firing squad. Now, it is a way that they are going to start executing people. Yeah, firing squad. They have scheduled their first execution this way for let me see what day it was. Let me see. I don't know, but I forget when it's scheduled for. I think it's scheduled either later this month or maybe next month. And so let's see, schedule in let me see, because I don't want to give you guys South Carolina Death Row inmate chooses firing squad. Oh, maybe the men chose the firing squad. We're ready to carry out execution by firing squad April 29th. Okay, so it's set for April 29th, execution of Richard Moore, 57-year-old man. Has spent 2 years or something in prison. Maybe he chose this. I don't know if you get to choose how you get to die, but they got a firing squad. Basically, you just stand up there and people shoot at you, just kill you. And that's the way you execute it. Like, this seems like cruel and unusual punishment. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, it seems like that should go against the Constitution. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. But a firing squad? Really? South Carolina? That's what we doing? Really? Like, I don't know about y'all, but that, to me, cruel and unusual. Cruel and unusual. And I don't know why somebody would want to die like that or choose to die like that or, anything like that. I don't know. Like, it's weird to me. But that's definitely what's going on. That's definitely what they have implemented in a state. I've never heard of any other state doing this, you know what I'm saying, as far as like the death penalty and execution and things like that. I haven't heard of any other state doing this. This is why it was so it was, out there to me, because I was like, it's weird, you know what I'm saying? Like, who does this, So we shall see. April 29th, they got their first execution doing by a firing squad. I wonder how many states. Let me just see. I think they're the only one. Idaho. That says Oklahoma was the only state. Oklahoma utilizing the method, and it's only a secondary method. Okay, so four states. Firing squad, the 4 states, maybe. Oh yeah, because South Carolina, Mississippi, Oklahoma, and Utah. So 4 states allow Mississippi would be in there. I can't stand Mississippi. I don't know why. I think it's just like after all the things that, I don't know, just Mississippi, they got after dark towns, and I just it's Mississippi, Alabama, like I don't know. But Oklahoma and Utah's a weird one. I didn't think Utah would be in there, but yeah, Mississippi, Oklahoma, Utah, and South Carolina, they're the only states that use the firing squad method to put someone to death. And like I said, I just think this is cruel, unusual punishment. Oh, speaking of Constitution and things like that, let me say a big congratulations to the new Supreme. What is she? She's a new Supreme Court judge, I believe. Yeah, Supreme Court. And you know what? One thing I like about those seats are for life. Like, those seats are for life. I like that. That's cute. What's her name? Start with a K. Which I know I really don't like them women that be having European husbands. I ain't gonna lie to you. I be thinking, I don't know, but everybody spoke very highly of her and things like that, like all her friends and everything. Ketanji Brown Jackson. So yes, congratulations to her. I just think that's a huge, she went through a lot of scrutiny doing that process when it's out there, but she handled her own. You know, she did very good at handling all the things that they were throwing at her and things like that. So I just think that's a great thing. Good stuff for Biden with that one. He did a good job with that one. You know what I'm saying? Oh, speaking of Biden, where did him and Candy Cane Camilla, where did they find this $14 billion to give to, who is it, Ukrainians or whatever, whoever they giving the money to or whatever? But how they find this money, I'm like, y'all, they need to go ahead and cancel student loans because obviously they don't need it. Medical bills, obviously they don't need it because they found all this money to give to people over that ain't got nothing to do with us. But our people at home, homeless, children going hungry, you know what I'm saying? Things like that. And we out here struggling, paying $18 for 10 pieces of chicken. If gas high, I'm really gas going down a little bit, but gas highs all get out, you know, rent highs all get out, everything high. Milk, eggs was $5 the other day. Like everything's high. You know what I'm saying right now? Everything's high. And y'all out here giving $14 billion away to other countries. Like y'all just print money to give it away. I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. If y'all understand it, drop it in the comments because I don't understand it. You know, and it's just, it's beyond me. It's beyond me. I'm like, y'all doing all this while our people just at home struggling. Our people at home just doing, you know what I'm saying? They don't care. They don't care about what's going on at home, but everything going on across the way, across the river, then, you know, all of a sudden we have all this money to help everybody. You know what I'm saying? That don't make sense. The last thing I want to talk about in this segment, which is probably going to take me all the way up to break, is have y'all seen the male birth control? Ooh, men on here listening right now. I don't know who on here, but let me know in the comments, even whenever you listen to it, just let me know in the comments if you would take a male birth control. They say it's non-hormonal pills could soon expand male's birth control. They begin testing human trials the third or fourth quarter of 2022. So the third or fourth quarter of this year, they're going to begin human testing pill to expected this year, to, you know, a birth control pill to probably be 99% effective. And it's for men, and it will be coming here soon. You know what I'm saying? Y'all let me know, would y'all take a male birth control pill? And I know it's gonna be it's gonna be up and down, because even let me say this. Here's my thing with it. I don't trust Big Farm enough to have them kind of experiment with this type of stuff. I don't know how much men know about the way birth control affects a woman. So I can only imagine what it would do to a man. You know what I'm saying? Like what type of side effects it would have on a man, what type of effects period that it'll have on a man, because women see drastic changes in the way that they feel, their way that they talk, their irritation level, like when they stop taking birth control pills. Granted, women's birth control pills are very hormonal. So I guess a man's birth control pill is supposed to be non-hormonal, but if it's non-hormonal, it's like, what exactly is in it? You know, what is it doing to stop you? Is it gonna stop ejaculation? Is it gonna stop? Like, I don't understand what it's gonna do. Like, is a man not gonna be able to climax? Is it just gonna be like no one could swim, like just killing all the sperm, or, you know, I don't know. Like, I'm just really confused about it. I'm also really concerned about the long-term effects that it will have on our men. I also know that's like, even with all the abortion laws being passed, because they didn't pass some more of those abortion laws now. It's a couple of states around Texas, I know for sure that you can't get an abortion after like 6 weeks or something like that. Y'all already know we had to talk. There's a whole bunch of elderly European men making decisions about women. You know what I'm saying? Which I don't even think that should be allowed, period. You know, but that's a whole nother subject. That's a whole nother subject. However, I'm just trying to see. Oh, okay. That's what I was saying. So I know that the powers that be, when we look into these abortion laws, we look into this male birth control that's coming out all of a sudden. When we look into all these things, we have to ask ourselves why. Like, why now? You know? And when you really think about it, the powers that be, we already know who we talking about when we say the powers that be, these elderly European men. You know, they still have this idea and this mindset of in superiority to our as like a quote unquote white race. You know what I'm saying? Like, they still feel like, you know, the white race it's top tier, like that's what it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Well, with the census and everything that's going around now, with the culture and everything that we have now, y'all know what I mean by that. See, the white race is actually the quote unquote white race, which is the Europeans. You know what I'm saying? They're becoming what we would call extinct. You know what I'm saying? As far as purebred European, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of mixing now, because they men want our women, they women want our men. You know what I'm saying? Period. Like, they are promoting this on TV, this interracial relationship trend. You know what I'm saying? They're promoting this all across everything that you watch. It's promoting everything like that, but they didn't realize that promoting this, they were thinking that, you know, it was probably gonna be our men. You know, I don't know what they thought or whatever, but once they mix and have a child, the women especially, see, that child takes on more. See, the European gene is recessive. You know what I'm saying? It's not dominant. When you think about Mexicans, when you think about Asiatics, when you think about Asians, you know what I'm saying? The European genes are recessive amongst all these original men. So when they mix, the child is more so the other race versus European. And I'm just gonna call it like it is. I'm just gonna let it. And then even when you think about biracial people, they don't ever tell you. You would have a biracial person come up to you, you ask them what's your race. They gonna tell you Asiatic if they're mixed with, you know, Asiatic European. They gonna tell you Asiatic before they say European. They may say mixed. They probably not. You know what I'm saying? But that's where it's all coming from when we think about this, because they don't want our people to reproduce as much as they think. That's why they thought Planned Parenthood and all these type of things was going to help in the slowing down of the procreation of our people. But it didn't, because we don't have our people. I mean, we have abortions, but you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say that we don't, but not at the rate that they are. You know what I'm saying? Not at the rate that they are. That's why they're trying to put an end to it. You know what I'm saying? They don't want them to be able to do that. This male birth control. Y'all know our men like sexual activity. Y'all know our men hate child support. Most of our men really can't stand their baby mamas. If it was up to them, probably wouldn't even have a baby by that woman. But instead of being more strategic about who you're procreating with, they want to try to make it a little easier for you. So they give out this male birth control. I'm just gonna say it. Our men gonna be the first men in line. I ain't gonna lie to you. I can see it now. They sign me up. I can see it now. Like freaking lab rats. Like I can see it already. Like even when I made a status about talking about this male birth control thing, you should see how many men was like, heck yeah, I've been waiting on this time me, because then they think, and then it's gonna be nasty because birth control does not stop sexually transmitted diseases. You know what I'm saying? So now they thinking they ain't got to use condoms and stuff because they got this male birth control. It's gonna increase AIDS. It's gonna increase chlamydia. It's gonna increase gonorrhea. I could just see it going haywire. Like, just because our most of our, I'm not gonna say all, but most of our men's mindset is controlled by media, you know, television, songs, all this kind of, you know, music, all type of things like that or whatever. So if they see an open field, you know what I'm saying, where they feel like they have control whether they produce a child or not, I could just see our people being the first people in line, our males like being the first people in line for it. And then I could see just being some things, you know, it's gonna have some stuff in there or whatever, and then all of a sudden lowers testosterone levels and other hormones in the blood. See, this is what it says: the male birth control method lowers levels of testosterone. That's the first problem right there. And other hormones in the blood, cutting down the sperm production. Well, how do you get the sperm production back once you cut it out? So whether you say you don't want to have children now, so you get on birth control, you get on this male birth control or whatever, but then you want to have children in the future, so you probably just stop taking it. This means the hormonal was as low as if they were castrated. Now, this is NWPC.com. This is a medical website. You know what I'm saying? I don't just read anything. I don't just get this research for anything. I ain't on Wikipedia. That's what I'm trying to tell you. But their testosterone levels drop to what is described as castrated levels. Now, I know testosterone has a lot more to do than with just sperm in males. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. If you know what I'm saying, let me know. But I know testosterone levels, or testosterone it contributes to more factors than just sperm. Matter of fact, let's look it up because I got a little bit more time here. You know what I'm saying? I got about 4 more minutes before I go on break. So let's see. I mean, because let's see. Oh no. I just want to see, like, is the male sex hormone that is made in the testosterone hormone levels are important to normal male sexual development and functions during puberty. Testosterone helps boys develop male features like body and facial hair, deeper voice, muscle strength. Bone density, fat distribution, muscle strength, mass. Okay, let's see. Facial and body hair, red blood cell production. That's interesting. Sex drive, and then last but not least, sperm production. So if you're taking your testosterone levels down to as low as if you were castrated, you're affecting all these other areas in your body. In the brain, stress in the brain. So it says sex drive and aggression. Skin, you got facial hair, body hair, baldness. Muscle, you got mass and strength. Bone, you got density, red cell production in the blood marrows, prostate growth, erection function. See, the thing about it is they stopping you from having a child, or are they killing your sex drive altogether? These are the, and that's the thing, they not gonna know. They haven't even tried these on humans. And I bet, like I said, our people, lab rats, they're gonna be right up there. Like, let me try the pill. You know what I'm saying? Not doing nothing can permanently affect their production things, can mess up their red blood cell production, can mess up their muscle mass, things like that, and the prostate. Do you know how many people gonna be they're gonna be like, if you took the male birth control pill back in 2022, they gonna be side effects, prostate cancer, and all kind of stuff in about 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it's not worth it. See, to me, you have to be able to when you, because you could just be more responsible of who you laying down with. You know what I'm saying? Like, why just want to be able to freely be out here sleeping with any and everybody if you don't even really want to be with that person? I really specifically don't think men should be even sleeping with a woman that he wouldn't want to make a mother or a wife. Because you really shouldn't want to make nobody a mother before you should want to make them a wife anyway. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, just it's taking away the accountability, and then we don't know the effect that it's gonna have on our people in the future. We don't know what type of effect it's gonna have, or what type of things that we could be killing, or what we could be putting in our bloodline, or what we could be transferring. And it's too much. There's too much trust on the government for them to say they're gonna do what they say they're gonna do. Because 9 times out of 10, when the government say they're going to do something, yeah, they might do it, but they're going to do about 10 other things worse. That's going to be an effect or a side effect of whatever it is that they did. That's history. You know what I'm saying? That's history. So it's like, why now you want to start to try to test this with everybody, especially when female birth control messes up females? We're just now noticing and determining the effects that female birth control has on the female body. I don't know when it was invented. You know what I'm saying? I guess I could look it up real quick. I gotta take a break, but I was kind of late. So let me see. Let's see, invented. Let's see what year did female birth control come out. Female birth control came out in the 1950s. 1950s. Dozens of birth control clinics opened across the United States during the 20s, but not without incident. 1929. Okay, so 1950s, she recruited medical experts. Hold on, let me see. I want to make sure that I got the right dates. In 1980s, they said the withdrawal. Okay, so yeah, the 1950s, 40 years later, variation of experience became even approved for birth control in the United States. That was 40 years later. That was 1995. That was 19. See, that's what I'm saying. Female birth control not even old enough yet. 50 years, and we're just now learning. 1960, yeah, we're just now learning the effects that really has on our bodies, and then we're just now understanding the effects that female birth control really has on our body. So y'all want to come out here and start taking a male birth control or whatever, and then 50 years later, so in 50 years, we ain't gonna be able to know the effects or anything of what's happening with that birth control. It's for 50 years later. So y'all want to be out here in 2070. You know what I'm saying? Just now figuring out, man, I shouldn't have took that birth control back in 2022. What in the world? No, y'all don't take that birth control. Don't take that birth control. All right, I gotta go on a break. Pay our sponsors. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got no male birth control sponsor either. But I'll ask y'all bear with me, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, and we are back again. If you have a business or an event that you would like sponsor here on KUAW, make sure to send us an email at kuaw985@gmail.com. What did I say? I got stuck. Okay, yes. Your business or event you like sponsor, yes, make sure to hit us up again. Like, share, subscribe to all our pages. Make sure to check out like our YouTube page, everything like that, and subscribe to those pages as well. I'm trying to share out like our YouTube page, everything like y'all can probably hear myself. I'm sorry. Alrighty, so this second half, y'all remember when I used to try to do my second half more so on like a relationship topic or something like that? Oh, you know what? Do I want to talk about this week? I might wait till next week to talk about that because it's actually something more that I want to talk about. So I'm not gonna do a relationship topic this week because this just came to me. So I'm gonna do more so of I just want to kind of like help us out. It's kind of that's been on my mind, more spiritual type topic than where I was gonna go. And I'll talk about what I was gonna talk about. I'll talk about that next week. So so this week it's been coming to me a lot. I know like the last time I was live, we talked about controlling our emotions, or controlling our thoughts, not letting our emotions really control who we are, letting outside influences control how we feel, especially on the inside or things like that, in a way that we were talking about reacting to things instead of responding to things instead of reacting, and the difference between what that means and everything like that. I want to kind of talk about how that goes into what Western medicine would consider to be these mental diseases like anxiety, depression. What's another one? However, we have to understand that these things are as well are things that we choose, our choices as well. When we talk about the frequencies that we dwell on, we are going to go through things, for instance, death. We are going to experience death in our lifetimes, our loved ones, someone around us, someone that we know is going to experience death in our lifetime. We are going to experience death in our lifetime. So we think about the grief attached to death and the sadness attached to death, and how it continues. It's one of those things. See, grief is one of those things that we have been programmed to think that just doesn't go away. You know what I'm saying? It's just something that you cope with. It's not something that really goes away or anything like that, right? So we have to understand that these things are programming, and we have to reprogram ourselves to be able to fully master our being, to fully be able to not let things control how we feel, what it is that we do, and to get into these depression modes or anything like that. Also, on the other hand of it, because sometimes it just happens and everyone is not mentally strong enough to be able to pull themselves up out of those type of things, or to even be able to recognize what space that they're dwelling in, or what energy level frequency they're dwelling on, or things like that. And so we talked about being made in the image and after the likeness of the creator. I'm just going to use that word. That way I ain't got to break down all the different names that people call God. So the creator, right? We're made in the image and after the likeness of the creator. One thing about humans that makes us special, you know what I'm saying, is the part of the creator that we have inside of us. The guides that we have in the universe, the way that the creator, God, guides us through this lifetime. And see, we be having so many things programmed in our mind that's like on subconscious autopilot type level type things. We've been having so many things programmed in our mind that we don't know how to hear or adhere to these spiritual guides that we had. Now, and the reason that I say that is because how many times have someone crossed your mind, right? And someone tell you like, I should call that person, right? But you put it off. I'm gonna call them later. Later, you gonna forget. I'll call them when I'm making dinner. You gonna forget. You know what I'm saying? You could be doing something and come across your mind. You don't see. We have to be so in tune that we get to the point where that point comes to our mind. We stop what we're doing and make that phone call. Because it's spirit guys, you never know what someone needs to hear from you, depending on where they at, or what you may need to hear from someone else, depending on where you are. But the creator put that guide in your mind or in front of you for a reason. And we have to learn how to adhere to that. If we really want to be able to live the life that we are destined to live, if we really want to fulfill our heart's desires, we have to learn more and be more in tune with our intuition. See, they tell you have 5 senses. You got more than 5 senses. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they teach you these physical ones on this plane of manifest, but what about the senses that you have on the plane of soul? Because you have a soul as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and you know what? It was a thing. I should have saved it. I'm pretty sure I didn't. But let me see something. I promise I'm gonna get more organized. With this as I go. It was this meme that I seen. That ain't the one I like. I mean, well, like, okay, so they talk about these 5, right? But then the primary, you got 5 primary. Sense of pressure, temperature, pain, taste, hunger, dang, I knew I wasn't gonna be able to. Let me see something. I knew I should have saved it. I'm gonna try to find it next time I see it, and see where I could get it from. But anyway, you know, you got intuition, which is like your gut feeling. You know, you got that we should be following. You know what I'm saying? You got, there's a sense like in your mind sometimes too, like you can feel like when things are off. You know what I'm saying? That's a sense or whatever. I mean, I guess is that still intuition or whatever, perception? Like you got all these different motor control, you got all these type of different senses and things like that we have to be aware of. However, the thing that I wanted to really think about is what they don't really teach you about is like your, you know, like your spiritual senses, like what they say, awareness. I really wish, let me see. I really wish I would have saved it when I seen it, because it really did stick out to me. I don't know why. I must thought I was gonna be able to just go back to it whenever. But you know, the crazy thing about it is I don't even remember where I seen it at. I know intuition is one is really important. But like I said, we learn and are programmed about all these physical senses. They tune into the plane of manifest. But spiritual senses, we are not so much more taught about, which are just as important as the physical ones. See, when you learn how to listen to your spiritual guides, then you arrive to your heart's desire faster. You protect yourself from things that are meant to harm you. You know, there's a level of protection in that as well, you know? And I'm trying to stop saying, you know, a lot. My dad, he'd be listening to me on the show, you know, and he'd be like, you always talking about, you know, a lot. It's a space filler. I used to say, but okay. So yeah, so we have to also be aware of those senses as well and be able to have the knowledge of them and understanding how these things are how the creator uses these senses to guide us unto our heart's desires, to protect us. See, our prayer, my prayer as a Moorish American says, Allah is my protector and my guide by night and by day, right? So I have to understand that, but how is Allah guiding me? How is the creator guiding me? How is the creator guiding you? You know what I'm saying? The creator speaks through man. It might be a certain program that comes on TV, but if you're not in tune with what's with yourself or with your auras or with your frequency, you won't pick up on those signs. You won't pick up on that guidance. And that's the important thing that we have to learn and teach to our children so that they don't find themselves in situations or in predicaments where they say wrong place. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? People say I was just in the wrong place. Nah, because something probably told you wasn't supposed to be there anyway. But you didn't listen or you didn't hear. You might not even heard it. You know what I'm saying? It says a still small voice. That's why we got to practice meditation to get downloads from the universe. I was reading this thing about when your ears ring. I never even looked into this until I had seen this, but you guys have to look at everything I say. You got to look into it for yourself anyway. But they was just saying, like, when your ears start ringing, like, it's probably a download from the universe that's coming into you or something speaks to you. Because I know, have y'all ever just been in a room? I know it happens to me all the time. I could be sitting, I could be in the middle of conversation. You'll see me start doing this because my ears is ringing. You know what I'm saying? And that's a different type of thing. I know who page I seen this on. Let me see. What? You know what? I can't even think. Oh, yes, I can. I know. No, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I had seen it, seen this thing about your ears ringing and things like that. And it really stuck with me because I had never thought about, those type of things or whatever. I never thought about what type of effect that these type of things had on us or what these things mean when they occur. Because I guess you do got to understand that things are not just happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, things are not just happening. There's a reason behind, things that are occurring and everything like that. Like, there's a reason behind those type of things there. And so we just have to be able, like I said, to be more in tune with them, more in tune with what they mean, the understanding, aware of the knowledge of it and understanding and being able to apply these things to our lives, be able to apply these things to our daily habits to the point where it is a habit. See, we got to start doing things to the point where things start becoming a habit. Because if we don't make things a habit in our lives, then we will never know how to use them or what they were given to us for. Here we go. So it says, a wise quote, do your ears ring frequently? Pay a close attention to when your ears start to ring. Your ears ring when you're increasing your vibration, tuning into a higher frequency, integrating spiritual downloads, receiving insights from your spiritual guides, or perceiving higher dimensions of reality. One ear may ring at one time, or both ears may ring simultaneously. This is a normal experience as you progress on your ascension journey. See, we have to start looking into these things. You see, it says your ears start ringing, your spiritual guide. If you're on the right frequency, you're going to hear that call. You know what I'm saying? If you're dwelling on the right frequency, that's why it's important that you move out of love. That's why it's important that everything that you do is based out of love. Even when you got to criticize somebody, you got to, do it out of love. Because see, if I didn't love you, I wouldn't take the time to tell you. I wouldn't take the time to try to correct you, but don't try to be little. It's all about your intent in your words and things like that. But let's make sure that your intent in your words and your action or whatever it is that you're doing is done out of love so that you remain on the highest frequency possible to be able to receive these spiritual guides and these downloads from the universe to fulfill your heart's desires. See, people tell me it's not just as easy as controlling your thoughts. Yeah, you're right. It's not just easy as controlling your thoughts, because once you start controlling your thoughts, you control your feelings and then you control your actions. But it is a drip down effect that keeps you in line or that keeps you in the boundaries of righteousness. It keeps you in the boundaries or on the frequencies, the higher frequencies, to be able to receive the things that are for you, that dwell on higher frequencies that you can't receive if you on lower frequencies. You ain't gonna be able to receive those. You're not gonna be able to receive those blessings. In order for you to receive those blessings, you got to be on the right frequency. You got to know how to determine what frequency you are on. Not even determine. You got to learn how to control what frequency you are on. Don't let outside influences determine what frequency you dwell on. Don't even let life occurrences, things that happen in life that you have no control over, contribute or decide what frequency you're going to be dwelling on. Because if you want to create your heart's desires, you got to be on the right frequency. You got to be able to understand those frequencies. You got to be able to control those frequencies. You can't be letting someone out here control it for you, whether it's the TV, whether it's the music, whether it's your mama, your daddy, I don't care who it is, your friends, whoever. You can't let them out here be able to control you or affect you, how you think or how your emotions is, because the universe is not responding to anyone else's energy but your own. What you are creating for yourself is not in response to anyone else's energy but your own. No matter, the universe don't care if so-and-so made you feel this way. The universe don't care that so-and-so brought you down to this angry level, or that your own thoughts are being caught up in your own mind and brought over a level of grief that's uncontrollable right now because you're thinking about situations that you cannot control. Like death. You can't control death. You cannot. You know what I'm saying? So if there's certain situations that we've been learned that affects our bodies and affects our minds, to where it could physically affect our body. It could physically, your frequency physically affects your body. Your chakras being out of a line physically affects your body. To know what chakras out of line, you can look at what you're going through. It'll tell you. See, we've been given ways to look into these things. We've been given ways to guide these things. We've been given ways to control these things. But you know what happened? We relinquished control to someone else. You know what I'm saying? We relinquished control to someone else. We're letting someone else control how we think. We let someone else control how we feel. We relinquish control of ourselves every time that, y'all know what I used to say when I was a child, and I'm gonna leave y'all on this because I got to get into the Holy Covenant Educated Nation. But I remember I used to come home from school. I had an anger problem. I had to go through anger management 2 times, all kind of stuff, like court order anger management. You know what I'm saying? But I used to tell my daddy, I used to come home, I'd be telling my daddy a story, you know, and I'd say, well, so-and-so made me mad. And he'd be like, what? He stopped me right then and there. How did so-and-so make you mad? No, they didn't make you mad. They did what they were going to do, and you allowed yourself to get mad at it. I had to start thinking about it like that. What? Baby, when I was able to think about it like that, trust and believe, y'all know my thoughts. Don't nobody have control over me. I control myself. You can't make me mad. You can't make me upset. If I get mad, if I get angry, that's because I allowed myself to get mad. I allowed myself to get angry, and trust and believe I'm a trampoline. Like I bet, as soon as I hit it, lower frequency, as soon as I hit it, I find my way to get myself back up out of it because I know how to recognize those lower frequencies that I dwell on. I know when I'm in a lower vibrating space, and I had to make a speedy reparation. A speedy one, because I don't want to start attracting things on lower frequencies. I don't want to be a part of that attraction. So I had to correct that immediately. But to correct it, you have to be aware of it. You have to be able to recognize what frequency you're dwelling on. You have to be able to consciously change the channel. All right. With that, I'm gonna leave y'all with the Holy Covenant of Asiatic Nation real quick. Ye are the children of one father, provided for by his care. The breast of one mother have given ye suck. Let the bonds of affection therefore unite thee with thy brothers, that peace and happiness may dwell in our Father's house. And when you separate in a world, remember the relation that bondeth you to love and unity, and prefer not a stranger before thy own blood. If thy brothers in adversity, assist him. If thy sisters in trouble, forsake her not. So shall the fortunes of our Father contribute to the support of his whole race, and his care be continued to you all in your love to each other. Peace.